Hello everyone, my name is Appleguy, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the previous video, we beat Catfish's Maw, the latest dungeon that we were challenged to take on. In today's video, as is with the tradition of the series, boy oh boy are we going to collect some pieces of heart and some secret seashells. And actually complete the trading sequence as well. So we're making some progress, y'all. We are getting things done, as it were. So, it is important to note we can now defeat these. I think we could have defeated these guys before. Yeah, with like the bow and arrow we could have. But now we can defeat them even better. With the hook shot, we can cross gaps like the ones you saw, or the one you saw there. We can give this statue a mermaid scale. You put the missing scale in the mermaid statue. And the mermaid will scooch aside and allow us to head down. Thank you very much, Miss Mermaid. This will... Ah! No! Invisible enemies! How dare they? Ladies and gentlemen, the magnifying glass. This will reveal many things you couldn't see before. Very good. For example, it reveals enemies. Like these ones that were apparently just chilling in here the whole time. To my knowledge, and I'd be very embarrassed if I were wrong, this is the final item in the trading sequence. All that work of getting all the different items was for the sake of getting us a magnifying glass. And we will see why we need the magnifying glass eventually. If I did my due diligence, I will have already given enough clues to where you could figure out why we needed it. But knowing how I've been handling this series thus far, I would not be surprised if I forgot to plant the seeds along the way to give you the hints. That bunny just stopped my Pegasus stash. So now that we have the ability to see things that were previously unseeable, we can head here into this house in Animal Village and talk to this Zora. Hey, you can see me? You must have a magnifying glass. I'm not a troublemaker. I just want to live in peace. I'll give you this if you promise to keep your mouth shut. Nice. Blackmail? Quid pro quo? I think it's quid pro quo. A promise is a promise, okay? Hey, you should head out to the cave at Toronto Shores. Use a magnifying glass there and you'll see someone else like me. Thank you, Zora. We will actually do just that. Very, very soon. We will eventually do it. Alright, now we need to head over to the... no, we actually need to go out and around. We need to head to the cave that's in the northeastern outskirts of the Animal Village, because we have been in there previously. We opened it up with our explosives, but we couldn't do anything. Now we can do things. And boy oh boy, can I continuously find ways to zip around this world quickly. If it's not the Pegasus boots, it's my hook shots. I like quick movement. Great. We can walk into here, and you may recall a bit of a puzzle that we had to do. I really need to get there, Beetle. Well, I guess I'll clear the way first, and then go up and over. Right, if we head up here, I believe it's up here, we can see, yes, a handful of obstacle. So we need to get out our explosives, toss a bomb over, and then we need our hook shot as well. So you can use the hook shot to grapple onto rocks, which is a little surprising, I would say. Generally, it needs to stick into like a something porous, like wood, or wood mostly would be what I would say. Stone is not generally porous, but apparently this hook shot is strong enough to stick right into stone, so we can come up here and get a piece of heart. Very good, very good. Now you're wondering, how do we get back? Well, we just jump down here and proceed forth. Alrighty. Now, we were given that lead about Toronto Shores. Now that we have ourselves a brand... That was bad. Now that we have a brand new magnifying glass. So I think we should follow up on that. So the fastest way... I think I'm going to use my ocarina. But I'm actually not going to go straight to Toronto Shores. I want to take a pit stop and do something I forgot to do earlier. We're going to go to Ukuku Prairie. Yeah, we'll go to Ukuku Prairie. We'll start there. And we need to grab actually another secret seashell that I did not grab before doing the last dungeon, although I did have access to it a while ago. So it's, I think actually the fastest way would be go up and over. So we're here back at Key Cavern is the dungeon we are going to be hanging out around. We're not going into Key Cavern, thankfully, but we will be around Key Cavern because there is a secret seashell on a bit of a island in the middle of the water. And of course, we just recently got the ability to swim from the previous dungeon. And I forgot to come here and grab this secret seashell. We're going to do it now. No harm, no foul. We hop into the water and swim to this island here. We can grab ourselves a secret seashell. Perfect. Now we're going to use the Monbo's Mambo once again. I think it'd be the most efficient way to travel. We'll be heading to Martha's Bay and moving to the west. And that'll be the quickest way to get to Toronto Shores and to get the item that we are after. Do I need the hookshot to cross this gap, or is this a Pegasus Boots gap? This is a Pegasus Boots gap. Perfect. And now we can head on to Toronto Shores. Excellent, excellent. And I'm gonna actually need bombs. You see how inconvenient it is to have the... I think it's like the third episode in a row I've talked about it. You see how inconvenient it is to need to have the Rock's Feather equipped to one of your 2 item slots? You really only have 1 item slot. And that is either X or Y. Whichever one you don't have the item of the... Oh my goodness gracious, hold on. Piece of Power and the Guardian Acorn? Do they overlap? I don't think so. Let's see, does this guy go like flying? I'm not sure. We'll plant the bomb here though. We'll move on. Anyway, yeah, I wish there was a specific button for the Rock's Feather. But sadly there's not. Alright, let's get out our shovel. No reason in particular. I'm kidding. This is Goria.
I found a good item washed up on the beach. I'll trade it to you for what you have on your X or Y button. If you want to trade, press X or Y. If you don't, press B.
Take my shovel.
Okay, let's do it. If you want the item to be traded to me again, come back.
The boomerang, ladies and gentlemen. You got the boomerang in exchange for the item you had. So the boomerang in most games is a very early dungeon item. Maybe dungeon 1 or dungeon 2. In this game, it's actually just casually one of the greatest weapons of all time? Question mark? Yeah, the boomerang is incredibly OP in this game. It's a little difficult to use, or so it is appearing difficult to use at first. It's kind of just hanging there. You can recall it back quicker if you push the button again. So here it just says, I think you can, hold on. This is me throwing it out normally. This is me throwing it and pushing the button. Maybe it's faster. I don't know. The boomerang is good though. We are happy to have it. Happy to have this item on hand. And I believe we can buy the shovel back if we want to. I might do that at some point. Like, I feel like that's kind of like a cool thing to do to have all the items, but I don't know. I'll hold off for now. Just 3 things left to grab here in today's video before we are ready to continue forth and start progressing towards the next dungeon. Although I will say, speaking of dungeons, having completed the last dungeon, we now have access to some more Dampe minigame action, which means there's another heart piece available for doing the Dampe minigame. At some point, I will play that stupid minigame, but gosh, oh gee, I do not know when that will be. Casual 50 rupees, very nice. That brings my total up to 312. I think buying the shovel back is 300 rupees, so I guess I have enough now. Another piece of heart, very good. And we can leave again. We've had access to this specific cave since, I think, Dungeon 2. But we did not go in I think we went in once, but we couldn't do anything. Now we're finally able to complete that. Speaking of completing things, let's look at the map. I think I'm going to have to make a special trip down here. Because I've definitely had access to this for a while, and I've never checked it off. Up here, we will get eventually, I hope. And then this spot is coming up real soon. But I'm going to have to make a special trip down here to left of Pothole Field to fill that in on the map. Because I do want to have 100% map completion. Just for the sake of doing it. Okay, next destination is over here close to the cemetery. I don't think it's in the cemetery, but it is adjacent. It is right down here. We got to jump over this small gap. Maybe this is the cemetery. You want to call this the cemetery? It's like the extension of the cemetery. It's this spot right here. There's zombies. Oh, I Kobe'd that zombie for sure. Hop into here, and that's a really dumbly placed staircase. There's no way to go besides jumping. But we've got ourselves a handful of... let's see, this is a cracked boulder, so we want to blow this up. We've got some boulders here. And of course, as you know, we can... Well, that was useless. We can go like this. We can go like that. I want to do it with the hook shot. I'm going to do it with a jump. I'm doing it with a jump. I changed my mind. We can get another piece of heart. That's the moral of today's story. This gets us up to 14 hearts. Quite a lot of hearts. We can go up. Oh, man. All right, I'll push this one down. I'll just walk. Forgive me for trying to parkour. I should learn to not. And we're here in the cemetery once again. Okay, final Monbo's Mambo of today's video to take us to the Seashell Manor, not to turn in seashells, but to get quick access to Canelet Castle, where we will be getting our final item in today's little collectathon before we head off to what are called the Face Shrines. Southern Shrine is the one we will begin with. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. That is for next video. So if you want to see that, make sure you head down below the video, hit subscribe, hit like if you are enjoying the video so far, and make sure you check out the playlist in the description if you have missed any episodes of this series. Okay, we can use our hook shot to cross that very large gap. Super simple. Go down, get yourself your secret seashell. That is that. How many of those do we even have now? We've got 37. I believe there's 50 in total. So that is quite a bit of progress. Quite a bit. Working our way up to the ultimate goal. We will get that eventually. Like I said, well, I guess I may not have said it, but right now there is one secret seashell locked behind Dampe's minigame. So at some point we're going to have to do Dampe's minigame, and I just so am not looking forward to Dampe's minigame. I'm probably going to dedicate a whole video to the Dampe minigame, and just to make it, like, completely non-mandatory. Like, you know, when you're in school, if you're currently in school, and the teacher's like, do problems 1, 3, 6, and 8 from the math textbook. And if you want extra practice, do 13 and 14. And no one does 13 and 14. Well, pretend that this video is going to be the equivalent of 13 and 14 on the math book. That Dampe video, whenever it comes out, is not required reading one singular iota. Alright, so we need to head... Well, I guess actually I'm going to end this video off here because we've got things to do and they're not in line with what we've done in today's video. Today's video is dedicated to getting secret seashells, heart pieces, and the trading sequence. And the next video is going to be dedicated towards advancing in the quest to get to the next dungeon. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for now. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please hit like and subscribe, and tell your friends about my channel if you think they would enjoy it. It means a lot to me when you guys spread my videos around. And I'll catch you guys all back here next time for my next video. Until then, as always, take care.